Yep.
when it was on our way down to Florida, you know, I got pulled over, right, by, I don't know, some bum, you know.
Yeah.
And my wife's, "Baby, why'd you pull us over?" You know, she's getting off with the cop, right? And he's like, "You know, you were going 70 in a 45 or some shit." He said, "This is super speeder type stuff,
Yeah.
sir." And I'm like, okay. And he was saying it can cost you $1,000, you know, super speeder ticket and blah 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 blah, right? And my wife's freaking out. She's about to be in tears. $1,000. I'm like, I'm looking at him and I'm shaking my head. I said, "Dude," I said, "Okay, whatever you got to do, man. Whatever it is, man. Ain't nothing I can do about it." So, you know, so
pretty much.
yeah, I mean, you know, I ain't gonna argue with it. You got me, dude. Look, I'm going down a road I don't know. I've never been here before. The damn the speed limit changed, and I didn't know it. And you know, it is what it is. Worst case scenario, you know, off the muscle was $1,000, right?
Yep.
That's worst case scenario. So I done accepted that and moved on like within 2 seconds, right?
Right.
You know, my wife, she's like, she's about to be in tears. And so she, you know, she was so like a freaking cat, you know. I'm like, so the cop says, "You got your hands full, don't you, sir?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "You got a driver's license?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Here you go." He went on to explain the super speeder stuff, and I'm like, "Okay." I said, "Well, you know, I didn't know, man. I'm from Georgia. We're in Florida. We're going down to her mother-in-law's. You know, I got her cackling in my ear, you know, the whole way, you know." And it's like, you know, and he's like, he looked at my ID, and he looked at me, and he said, "I tell you what, I think you got enough to deal with." Gave me my driver's license back, and I put it and he said, "Have a good day, man." I said, "Oh, I don't know, man." I said, "No, nigga, do good." I said, "It was whether you write me a ticket or not, I'm gonna catch hell the rest of the way." Okay, guys, good morning. It's Monday morning. I hope everybody had happy holidays, a happy new year, all that good stuff. But I'll be honest with you, man, if you guys are anything like me, I'm ready to get back to it, man. I'm just saying, man, because it just seems like, I don't know, man, I'm just ready to get back in my routine, man, you know what I mean? So yeah. Okay, so today we're going to be doing that tree over there, and I'll get everything, I'll get some time lapse over there and everything. Well, we've already started out with a little curveball. Last night, you know, Sarah was going to bring Zach to work today, and then at the last minute she bailed out, so I had to go get him. I wouldn't even have done that if I had not already taken the man lift over to the property that we're going to be working on. What I did yesterday afternoon is I took the man lift over there, so and set it all up, so it's ready to go where it's at right now. I can do a lot of the tree. I doubt I can get it all from right there, and if that's the case, then that's going to be a little bit of an issue to move the man lift because we'll have to unhook a trailer. But I think I can go on and get the dump trailer loaded and get that, because that's all, we're taking one load out of there. And if it's going to be a lot more than one load though, a lot more. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it ain't 3 loads out of there, but they only want to pay for 1 load. So, you know, that's what it is, you know. So yeah, let me grab a big scoop because we got a bunch of pine cones over there too, man. I got the scoop because there's a lot of pine cones and stuff. The man on the Zach on the ground is going to have his work cut out for him for sure. But it is what it is, man. What else I got? So I got another one of my neighbors. You know, I put an ad on our neighborhood Facebook page, and I've gotten quite a few calls. Well, quite a few, about 6. And another neighbor has called to me too, wanting me to do some bush hogging behind his house. We'll look at that. I don't know if I'll look at it today, but he called me this morning. Also, now this tree job, it only pays $1,000. So, yeah. And y'all see, I got the Bobcat on the trailer, and I did not want to take the Bobcat off the trailer, unhook this trailer, and do all that. So, since I'm working in my neighborhood, I'm only about 800 yards from the where me and Zach are going to be working at. So I'm just going to take the Bobcat trailer over there with me. There's plenty of space to park and everything, in case. And then if we need it, I can use it, because you never know. The Bobcat sitting out there, it's great advertisement. Great advertisement. So, and the neighbor may, want me to take more than one load out of there. And plus the Bobcat will help us compact it. It's a pine tree, and it's pretty rotten at the top, and it's pretty freaking big too, I'll be honest with you. So it's not gonna be no easy job, but you know, it's work. So I got a couple guys coming in the comments, still going on and on about, you know, the rent thing and renting equipment versus not renting equipment. They went on to tell me, you know, people make plenty of money renting equipment, and all the big outfits, you know, they all rent equipment. A lot of them don't even own none of the equipment. I get it. I never said that you couldn't make good money renting equipment. But I'm not a multi-billion-dollar company or a multi-million-dollar company. Of course, if you're, I'm talking to the average person that's thinking about whether they should pull the trigger on a piece of equipment or not. I'm not thinking about, you know, the great big outfits where they got 300 employees. Of course, they are going to rent equipment and, you know, and make plenty of money. I mean, they're, you know, I don't know, man. It just seems like if I don't word everything just right, that somebody got something sideways to say. And again, I'll say it again, if those multi-billion-dollar companies owned all their equipment, they could probably make more money. Now, they would have to weigh time, reward versus maintenance versus, you know, all those underlying factors. But if you're a single solo operator like me, you for sure can make more money if you own the equipment. I mean, damn, dude, it ain't even freaking close. It ain't even, if I had to go rent this Bobcat every time I used it, I wouldn't be able to make as much money as if I own it. It's kindergarten math, man. And it ain't even really even worth continuing a debate about it, because it's elementary, my dear Watson. Elementary. If you're a solo operator or a small guy like me, and you got, you know, and you own your own equipment, you can make more money than somebody that has to go rent their equipment in the same situation. Duh. I mean, it's stupid shit, man. Kill me with that stupid shit. And I think I've said it like probably 100 times that if you can make plenty of money renting equipment, but you can make more if you own it. This tree job I'm doing right up the street here, if I had to go rent the man lift, then that would be $400. And they're only willing to spend $1,000. And I gotta go get the man lift. So that's gonna suck up the equivalent of $500. And I gotta take it back. It's gonna suck up the equivalent of $500, so I can make $500 over here. Then I gotta pay labor, and I gotta pay insurance. So I'd make $300. Or if I own the equipment, the same job, same everything, I can make $800 or $700. It ain't even, I mean, you see what I'm saying? It ain't close. Well, what you do is you just pass that cost on to the customer. Okay, well, they're still only going to spend $1,000. Well, then I guess you just don't get to work. Well, then I guess you don't. But see, I do, and that makes me more profitable. It's freaking all these business savvy folks come in the comments. They so business savvy, but they missing the whole freaking point. They're so used to doing things one way, just like I am, that common sense tells you that if you own the equipment, you can make more money. You're in control of the job. You're everything. I'm everything that you're not if I can own the equipment. Anyway, I got to get set up over here, and yeah. Okay, y'all. So. All right, y'all. So we got that up. Well, we got the tree down. Y'all saw. We got some cleanup to do. I'm fixing to take the man lift home, but I'm gonna go get my little car and come back with the man lift. You know, to carry the man lift home. So I'm gonna head back to my house now. Gonna get the little car. And this is the easiest thing to haul the man lift with. And then once I take the man lift home, I'll come back with this trailer and everything. The Bobcat has helped us a little bit, not much, but it's good to have it. And see, I would have done things a lot different had this job been, you know, somewhere other than my neighborhood. So, you know. But there was some moments of sketch there. And I got it all on, video. I didn't get no footage of me in the lift or nothing. I got footage of me. Well, y'all see. It's 11:30. We got over there at 9. So. But I wouldn't be able to do this if the job were anywhere else. It wouldn't make sense, you know. So, shoot, $1,000. Shit, I'm in. Now we do have to take the rest of the trunk down, and there's probably about 30 feet. It's all trunk, but. I'm not gonna be cutting that into pieces they can handle. I mean, if they think I'm gonna cut that into logs, they're wrong. I'm not gonna. I mean, you're talking about 30 cuts, man. They ain't pay for none of that. They pay for us to get all the little shit up. So that's what Zach's doing now. Got to get the man lift out of the way, get the man lift safely back home where it belongs. Nothing more satisfying, y'all, than using the man lift to make the money and then getting the man lift back home. We can clean up and do all that, but I want to get the man lift safely back to his zone, y'all, to his zone. So, yeah. So, about got it. We're gonna have to press it with the Bobcat some, but I got a rope up in it so we can just pull it over. See, they're not paying me to cut it into a bunch of pieces. See, we're getting, yeah. Yeah. So we got a branch right there she wants us to cut off too, just on that tree. That ain't no problem. So you just leave the trailer right there. I'm gonna come up on this pine straw right there and press that. So yeah, we're just trying to press it. We're trying to get all we can on here, but we about got it. We about got all we can get on here, you know. So yeah. And we got a blower too, man. I don't know if yeah, got all them pine cones right here. And a lot of that stuff, man, you can put, I mean, we can break up in the, huh?
In the beds.
Well, you know, get some of it up, you know.
No, I know.
Whatever we can't get on the trailer,
yeah.
You know. I mean, you done pretty freaking good with the mess, man. There's not a big mess compared to what I saw when I saw that tree this morning.
No, that's what I'm saying. A lot of it's
Man,
right,
dude, that was bad, man. right, guys, so 12:30 and we're done. Yeah. Sweet. I mean, she, you know, she was wanting Zach to rake up all her pine straw. I'm like, we don't clean up stuff that ain't got nothing to do with the tree. She got pine straw all around the bottom of the tree. There wasn't no pine straw in the tree. She wanted Zach to rake up all the pine straw, make piles and all. I'm like, man, we ain't doing all that. Hey, I'll tell you what, man, she got a good deal, you know, and then I cut some extra branches for her in the backyard. She's, you know, just, you know, one of those type customers. Ain't nothing wrong with it, I guess. They gonna try you. More people try you than don't, you know, until I finally just say, no, man, that ain't got nothing to do with the tree. We're not, you know, well, he was supposed to rake up all that stuff into a pile. What, your pine straw that's been on the ground for 20 years? No, man, no. Not no, but hell to the freaking no, y'all. But yeah, and they stand out there the whole time we're there, y'all. I mean, I don't know. That's all we're gonna do today, $1,000 in about 3.5 hours, man. You know? Now, if I wasn't in my neighborhood, it would have been different. And if I hadn't rented the equipment, you couldn't have done it and made money at it, not for $1,000. Owning the equipment is critical. I mean, we're done, actually done and paid and everything. So, all right, y'all, so that's a wrap on the day. Y'all saw what we got into. I didn't get a lot of footage. Well, I just got time-lapse footage over there. Everything worked out good, $1,000 in about 3.5 hours, something like that. So, you know, it's a good day. We'll just have to keep it going, man. I got me a Sammy. I'm finna go inside. I just talked to another gentleman about another tree. Now, this one's gonna be different than the one in my neighborhood, and I'll have to charge accordingly. This one is about 20 miles away. So, and I've done work for him before. So, you know, we have to, that will definitely affect the price. And I know a lot of people, you know, will say, well, it shouldn't affect the price, but it will. It's going to affect my price because I'm in charge of how much I charge, not nobody else. So if I don't want to do it, or I think it's worth blah, blah dollars, then that's what it's worth. Some people might say, well, you got to have a strict pricing agenda. I don't. I make great money on this one. I mean, how often do you spend 3.5 hours somewhere and get $1,000? I mean, you know, I'm just saying. I don't know. I guess a lot of people make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a day, I guess. But that's what they say anyway. But if I can work 3.5 hours and get $1,000, I'm good. If I have to drive 20 miles, then obviously I'm not going to be able to incorporate all the equipment that I have on that job this morning. That job this morning, when the property that I'm working on is, you know, 1,000 yards away, well, I can throw more resources at it. Not to charge more money, but to make my job easier. Sometimes it's that's what it is. Yeah, I could have done that job over there without the Bobcat, but we'd probably still be working. Once, I don't understand where some of these haters are coming from. Once I agree on the price of something, then I'm going to put myself in the best scenario to get it done as quick as possible based on my experience and the tools that I have. It's that simple. Don't get no simpler than that. Ain't no way that I'm going to be heaving and hoeing big logs around when I got a skid steer that can pick it up and move it where I don't have to cut them into little logs. The more cuts you have to do on a tree job, cutting through the trunk, you know, I don't know, probably at least a 24-inch diameter trunk, the more cuts you got to cut on that, the more time it takes. I only had to cut a 35-foot piece. I only had to cut it one time. Yeah, that's what you want. And just so some of you guys will know, I wasn't the cheapest guy over there either. So she said she had somebody else come in at $800, but they didn't live here in my neighborhood. I told her $1,000, and of course she could just be blowing smoke. I don't know, but that's just to show some of the guys that say, well, you're trying to be the cheapest guy. I'm never trying to be the cheapest guy. I don't even think like that. I'm trying to be the go-to guy, and I'm gonna base a job value on what it takes me to do the job, not what it takes you to do the job. I gotta put my price is going to be what I need to make to do the job. And that price can be whatever I want it to be. Sometimes I'll go really high because I don't want to do the job. Sometimes I'll go really low because of the logistics of everything, and it's friendly, and I can make my money really quick. See, the guys that really hate on Ray, they can't stand it that I don't fall into their norm, right? That I don't do things like it's always been done, right? You know, and I ain't hurting. I'm just saying, you know, I don't charge $1,000 on a job like that because you charge $1,000 on a job like that. You could charge $1,300 and I still gonna come in at $1,000. You could charge $500 and I'm still gonna come in at $1,000. What you charge for a job has no bearing on what I charge for a job. I'll look at it, FYI, but I'm not going to price it that high or that low because you did. I'm going to look at each job individually, and I'm going to determine what it's going to take for me to do that job. What is my profit going to be? Based on the location of the job, based on the equipment required, based on a lot of factors that, you know, it ain't just a set price. So, I rarely am the cheapest guy. Rarely. My numbers are all fair. That's what they are. And if I don't make what I'm supposed to make on a job, then well, I'm the one that has to look in the mirror and fix that, right? I don't like to work by the hour with the Bobcat. I don't like to work by the day with the Bobcat. I don't like to do that because that is, if I said, okay, I'm gonna charge you, well, if I'd have told her I'm gonna charge you $1,500 a day for the Bobcat, right? And I go over there and do it in 3 hours. Do you think that customer's still gonna want to pay me the $1,500? She's not. She's not gonna want to. You're saying she won't. She's not gonna want to. The people that make the most money when it comes to equipment, Bobcat, man lift, whatever, they don't do it by the hour. I'm not saying you can't make a living and make good by the hour working like that. I do it by the job. And that's going to bode well for me because that builds your experience up, and you're not really thinking about anything but getting the job done. You're not thinking about, you know, like, damn, man, I got to be here 3 more hours. No way, man. I mean, you know, for that particular job this morning, she wasn't going to pay more than $1,000. She had somebody else come in at $800. So she said, I wasn't going to do it for less than $1,000. Some of the guys in the comments said, well, shit, I would have charged them, you know, $1,500. Well, you wouldn't have got the job. Well, that's okay. You wouldn't have got the job. So that's where we're at. And yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go and need a Sammy, y'all, and call this number that I got here for another tree job. This is Ray. I'll kick back.